This is the chapter 6 of the class 7 Ncert geography, which title our environment, and the chapter which names the human environment interaction and the tropical and the subtropical region. Basically, we do not go to read line by line, but in this chapter we basically read about the tropical and the subtropical region. First, we understand what is the tropical region and the subtropical region. You may see the equator. You may see the equator. This is the equator, and this line, this is the actually the model of the earth, and this line is called equator, and the line which is passed to the 20 degree and half is called 20 degree half, and north is called the Tropic of Cancer, and south is Tropic of Capricorn. And the region which line Tropic of Cancer to the 60 degree north is actually a subtropical region. And vice versa in the south from 20 degree half and south to 60 degree half. So I want to convey you that this is the equator and these two lines, and I fill with another color which you understand the tropical and the subtropical region. And this is the north pole, and this is the south pole. And this is the 0 degree, and you understand 20 degree half and 20 degree half in north, and that is the south. I fill color with the other colors that I fill yellow, which is a tropical region, and from sky blue subtropical region, and then this is free zone, which I mentioned with the dark blue. So in this is the imaginary which divide Earth into different zones, which is tropical and subtropical, and this influence the climate, and this affects the climate of the region. Actually, the tropical region present which is where sunlight or insolation more come, and otherwise in subtropical region sunrays not come directly. So in this chapter we know about the tropical and subtropical region, and in tropical region we know about the life in the Amazon basin. You hear about the map of North South America. There is a 7th continent, and the continent which is South America, which is present in the southern hemisphere. You may also look on the map Amazon basin, which is also present in the tropical region. You may see the equator region, and from 10 degree north to 10 degree south, 10 degree north to 10 degree south, and that is the 10 degree north, and this is the 10 degree south, and the line which pass through between them. These are the imaginary line, imaginary latitude, which is the equator where the sun rays directly fall, and this country are the, you may be remembered from there is a country which is known as Colombia, and the Ecuador, and the Brazil. And the Brazil, this is the Ecuador, this is the Colombia, and this is the Brazil from the very equator part. And in south, Tropic of Capricorn pass. So this lies in the tropical region, and here major river present which is known as the Amazon, which is the river in this region, which is known as which is also the world second largest river after the Nile, with 6,400 kilometer length. And this Amazon river create a basin. You know about the basin. These are the small rivers. They join the main river. The main river, along with all tributaries that drain an area, forms a different basin on the catchment area. The Amazon basin is the largest world river basin. You understand from basin, tributaries, and the area which is covered by them is the river basin, and that's why this is the Amazon basin. Amazon basin cover the countries of the Ecuador, Colombia, small parts of the Venezuela, Brazil, parts of the Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, Colombia, and small parts of the Venezuela. Can you name the countries of basin through equator passes? We already know that is the Ecuador, Colombia, and the Brazil. And when Spanish explorers discovered the Amazon River, they were attacked by a group of local tribes wearing headgears and grass skirts. These people reminded them of the fierce tribes of the women warriors known in the ancient Roman Empire as the Amazon, hence the name Amazon. This is the story behind the name Amazon. Can you comment that how many countries are in the South America? We further go to the climates of the tropical region in the Amazon basin of the South America. As we know that the Amazon basin is stretched directly on the equator, and it is usually that the hot and wet climate throughout the year because of the presence of the sunlight directly. Both day and nights are almost equally hot and humid. The skin feels sticky. It rains almost every day. That too without much warning. The day temperature are high with very humidity, and the night temperature go down, but the humidity remains high. We can say that due to the presence of the sunlight directly, there is the hot climate, and the night there is the wet because of the presence of the humidity. So we can consider the equally hot and the humid climate present in the Amazon basin. We further go to the rainforest. Amazon, which is the largest forest, and then know about what is the forest in rainforest. As it rains heavily in this region, thick forest grow. This is usually the forests are in fact so thick that dense roof created by the leaves and branches does not allow the sunlight to reach the ground because they are there near, and they not allow the sunlight pass through them. The ground remains dark and damp. On the shade, rolling vegetation may grow here. Orchards, bromeliads grow as a plant parasites. Different flora grows. The rainforest is also rich in the fauna, which is the animals, birds such as the toucans you may see in the figure. Hummingbirds, macaw, with their brilliantly colored plumage, oversized bills for the eating, make them different from the birds we commonly see in India. These birds also make loud sounds in the forest. Animals like monkey, sloth, and eating tapirs are found in here. Various tapir you see in the figure. Various species of the reptiles and the snake also thrive in these jungles. Crocodile, snake, python, bound anaconda, and the boa constrictor, which are the considered some of the species which is the dangerous. Besides, the basin is home to thousands of species of the insect. Several species of fishes, including the flesh-eating piranha fish, is also found in the river. This basin is thus extraordinarily rich in the variety of life found there. So we can conclude that rich variety of the fauna as well as the flora, and then there is also the fishes and the reptiles and the thicks are the forest. Do you know that bromeliads are the special plants that store water in their lips? You heard about the parasite plants. Animals like a frog use these pockets of water for the laying their eggs. Bromeliads which store water in their lips, and when the frogs come, they lay their eggs. And then we know about the people of the rainforest. It is the main important concept that what are the life of the people in the Amazon basin, where the climate is too hot and tropical. People grow most of their food in small areas after clearing something in the forest, while men hunt and the fish along the rivers. Women take it up. They mainly grow. So we can say that where people live, according to geographical availability, they choose their occupation. That hunting and gathering is an important one. They also do agriculture, but this is not a permanent agriculture, and this is the slash and the burn, which is the shifting cultivation. So we can say that geographical location determines the occupation of the people. They grow paprika, pineapple, and sweet potato. As hunting and the fishing are the uncertain, it's the uncertain. It is women who keep their families alive by feeding them the vegetables they grow. They practice slash and the burn agriculture. Stable food is a manoi. Also known as the cassava that grow under the ground like a potato. You know heard about the cassava. They also eat quail and ants, and the egg starts cash crops like rice, maize, and the coca are also grants. The rainforest provide a lot of wood for the houses, and their house is made of mainly wood. Some families lives in the thatched house, especially like beehives. These are other large apartment like house with steepy slant roof. You know about the beehives, where this is a small compartment present, and this in this structure and resembles like that the houses of South African and the rainforest people of the Amazon basin. Their home resembles with that. Life of the people of the Amazon basin is slowly changing. This is actually primitive without, but in the older days, the heart of the forest could be reached only by the navigating the river. In the 1970s, the Trans-Amazon Highway made all parts of the rainforest accessible. Aircrafts, helicopters are also used for the reaching various places. The indigenous population was pushed out from the area and forced to settle in the new areas where they continue to practice their distinct way of the farming. So nowadays their life become changing because of the Trans-Amazon Highway, which is opened in 1970, which is the 400 km and connects all parts of the Amazon basin in Brazil. The development activities are leading to the gradual destruction of the biologically diverse rainforest. It is estimated that a large area of the rainforest has been disappearing annually in the Amazon basin. You can see that this destruction of the rainforest has a much wider implication. The top soil is washed away as the rainfall, and the lush forest turns into the barren landscape. So we see in the figure that first these are the huge forest and they are dense, and secondly due to the environment, and we also consider the activity biologically. This diverse activity due to destruction of forest, due to the development activities, technology, this change into that region. This is the loss of the biodiversity. So this is tropical region where the sun reaches practically, and the climate is bit hot and humid, and people live practice hunting and the gathering. After studying the tropical region, we move to the subtropical region, and one of the example of the region which lies in the subtropical is the Ganga-Brahmaputra basin. The tributaries of the river Ganga and the Brahmaputra together form the Brahmaputra basin in the Indian subcontinent. The basin lies in the subtropical region that is situated between 10° north to 30° north latitude. The tributaries of the river Ganga, like the Ghagra, Son, and the Chambal and the Gandak, and the Koshi tributaries of Brahmaputra trade. Look at last find at the map of some tributaries of river Brahmaputra. The plains of the Ganga and the Brahmaputra, the mountains and foothills. So from this we can see that Ganga river, which is originate from the north, and Brahmaputra also originate from the north direction, but it enters into India through the Arunachal Pradesh. And with the influence and the drain of the tributaries, it also forms the basin, and this area is called the Ganga-Brahmaputra basin. You may see in the map, which is depicted as a Ganga-Brahmaputra basin, and 10° north to 30° north. So this basically there is a 10° north in southward and 30° north this latitude. So this region is commanded the subtropical region, and subtropical region where the climate is moderate and not extreme. Where the climate is moderate and not extreme. Himalaya and the Sundarban Delta are the main feature of this basin because both rivers deposit a delta at one place and form a Sundarban Delta, which is the largest one. Oxbow Lakes dot plain area. The area is dominated by the monsoon climate. We can see that area is dominated by the monsoon climate. Due to moderate, the monsoon brings rain from mid-June to mid-September. The summer are hot and winter in the cool. The basin area has a varied topography. The environment plays a dominant role in the distribution of the population. According to the climate, there is a difference in the population. The mountain area, which also lies in subtropical region, with steep slope, have inhospitable terrain. Inhospitable terrain means they are not suitable for the living. Therefore, less number of people live in the mountain area of the Ganga-Brahmaputra basin. The plain area provides to the most of the Brahmaputra basin, which is suitable for the human habitation. Plain area, which is also suitable for construction and development, and that's why people like to live in the plain area. The soil is fertile. Agriculture is the main occupation of the people, where the flat land is available to grow crops. The density of the population of plain is very high because the area is a population is, and you know about the population density. It's the total person which live in a unit square kilometer. That is the population density. In the plain area, density is high. You may see the Bihar, which population density is 1102. Means in 1 square kilometer, 1,102 people live. This is the population and the livelihood of the where the population and where the how many topography has involvement. Wheat, maize, sorghum, gram, and the millets are the other crops are grown here because agriculture is a dominant cash crop like sugar cane and jute are also grown. Banana plantation are seen in the some area of the plain. West Bengal, Assam, tea is the grown in the plantation. Hilly area, silk is produced through the cultivation of the silk, in the parts of the Bihar and Assam. In the mountains and hill where the slope are gentle, crops are grown on terraces. This gentle means it's a plain which is used to plantation. The vegetation cover of the area vary according to the type of the landforms. Landforms depend. In the Ganga and Brahmaputra plain, tropical deciduous tree grew along with teak, sal, and people. Thick bamboo groups are formed in the Brahmaputra plain. The data is covered with the. So we from this we know that river Brahmaputra is known by different names. In Bangladesh, it is also known as Jamuna. And variety of landforms found and covers with many parts. Some parts also covered with mangrove forest. In part of the Uttarakhand, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh, coniferous tree like pine, deodar, and fir can be seen because the climate is cool and the slope are still. Here between this that the slope are steep, and we also assume that these are the foothills of the mountains, and so the climate is cold and steep is a steep slope. That's why this type of coniferous tree found. And there is also variety of wildlife in the basin. Elephant, tiger, deer, monkey are common. The one-heighted rhino is found in the Brahmaputra plain. There is a Brahmaputra plain found in the area of the Assam, Arunachal Pradesh. It is in the delta area. Bengal tigers and crocodiles also find aquatic life abound in the fresh river waters. The lake and the Bay of Bengal sea. The most popular varieties of the fish are the rohu, katla, and the hills are also found in the waters in the Ganga Brahmaputra basins. Fish and rice is the staple diet of the people living in the area, and this is the staple food because they are the commonly found in the region due to the basin. And there is the fish, and agriculture is also fertile in most quality due to the fertile soil, so they easily get fish and the rice. You may see in the figure one horned rhinoceros and the crocodiles. You know that terraces are built on the steep slopes to create flat surface on which slopes are grown. The slope is removed so the water does not run off rapidly. So with irrigation done, water done by the terrace. In the fresh waters of the river Ganga and the river Brahmaputra, variety of dolphin, locally called susu, also called blind dolphin find, which is called the susu because indication of the health of the river, our indication of health, that is be it food which will be healthy for us and useful for us, which we utilize in the form of energy. That is the food is the important for us. That's why for the river there is indication if the river is mature and the river is clean and the river is healthy. That is the presence of the wildlife, which is a blind dolphin, which is called susu. The untreated industrial and the urban wasted with high amount of chemicals are killing these species and destroying this indication. So we need to conserve the river. There are also variety of animals found. The Ganga Brahmaputra plain has several big towns and the cities. The cities of Allahabad, which is in UP, Kanpur, Varanasi, Lucknow, which is in UP, Patna, which is in Bihar, Kolkata, West Bengal, with a population of more than 10 lakhs located along the river Ganga. Wastewater from these towns and the industry discharge the river. This leads to the pollution in the river. Importance of the river population here is more because of the river basin and the plain area, easily availability of the water. But nowadays, due to some problems and the development, these are destroyed and the river get polluted, which become problem for us. All the food ways of the transport are well developed in the Ganga Brahmaputra basin. In the plain areas, the place to another, the waterway is an effective means of the transport, particularly along the rivers. Kolkata is an important port on the river Hooghly. The plain area also has a large number of the airports, so we can say the airways, waterways, roadways, as well as railway found here. Tourism is another important activity of the basin. Taj Mahal on the bank of the river Yamuna, Allahabad on the confluence of the river Ganga and the Yamuna, Buddhist stupas in the Uttar Pradesh and the Bihar, Lucknow with its Imambara, Assam with Kaziranga and the Manas with wildlife sanctuary, and Arunachal Pradesh with the distinct tribal culture are some of the place water visit. So we can say that tropical and the subtropical region are adapted according to their climate. People in tropical regions live in the hot and humid condition, whereas the subtropical condition they live in the moderate climate, and this influence the geographical location of the.
This is present here, and Jaskar, which is present here, surrounded. Several rivers flow through Ladakh, Indus being the most important among them. Indus, which is the important river in the Ladakh, which pass through them. You look at the map that Indus also pass through the, and its tributaries Sayak, Sayok, and Nubra also meet. The rivers form the deep valley and the gorges. Several glaciers are found in Ladakh. For example, Gangri Glacier also found in the Ladakh. The altitude in Ladakh varies about 3,000 meters in the Kargil to more than 8,000 meters in the Karakoram. Due to its high altitude, the climate is extremely cold and dry. The air at the altitude is so thin that the heat of the sun can be felt intensely. The day temperature in the summer are just above 0 degree and night temperature minus 30 degree. You think it is freezing cold in the winter. The temperature remain below minus 40 degrees Celsius for the most of the times. That is the climate of the Ladakh. And Dras, one of the coldest inhabited place on the earth, is located in the Ladakh. You know about the cold desert, which is present in the Ladakh, which climate extreme, no vegetation, and in day the temperature is minus 0 degrees Celsius and night below minus 30 degrees Celsius, and in winter is remain freezing. The climate of Ladakh is present in the rain shadow of the Himalayas. There is a little rainfall as low as 10 centimeter every year. The area experiences freezing winds and the blinding and hot sunlight. You will be surprised to know that if you sit in the sun with your feet in the shade, you may suffer from the both sunstroke on the first bite at the same drive. If you in Ladakh and a small amount of sunlight you it is hot, a bare enough sunlight shadow zone, that is cold, that is due to the temperature. This is the climate of the Ladakh. Do you know Ladakh is known as a Khapachan, which means the snow land? And then we know about the flora and the fauna, animals and the vegetation and the plants of the in Ladakh. Due to the high aridity, the vegetation is sparse. There are the scanty patches of the grasses and the shrubs for animals to graze. Groups of willows and the poplars are seen in the valleys. During the summer, fruit trees such as the apples, apricot, walnut bloom. Several species of the birds are sighted in Ladakh. Robin's redstart, Tibetan snowcock, raven and hoopoe are the common. Some of these are the migratory birds. The animals of Ladakh are the wild goats, wild sheep, yak, and these are the furry animals which are here to provide milk, meat, and hide. Hide means skin of the animal. Yak's milk is used to make cheese and the butter. The hair of the sheep and the goat is used to make wool. Do you know the chiru or the Tibetan antelope is an endangered species? It is hunted for its bull known as shahtus, which is light and weight and the extremely wide. Don't know about the people of Ladakh. People of Ladakh, do you find any resemblance between the people of Ladakh and inhabitants of Tibetan and Central Africa? Of course, yes. The people here are either Muslim or the Buddhist. In fact, several Buddhist monasteries dot Ladakhi landscape with traditional gopams. Some famous monasteries are the Hems, Thiski, Se, and the Lama Yuriri. These are the name of the monastery, their temples in Buddhist. In the summer season, the people are busy cultivated barley, potatoes, pea, beans, and the turnip. The climate winter months is so harsh that people keep themselves engaged in festivities and the ceremonies. The women are very hard working. They work not only in the house fields but also manage a small business and the shops. Leh, the capital of Ladakh, is well connected by the road and the air. The National Highway 1 connects Leh to Kashmir Valley through the Jojila Pass. Can you name some passes in the Himalayas? I did about the Ladakh, which is the place of the many passes. Among Jojila Pass also pass the finest cricket bat are made from the wood of the willow tree, also find here. We know that monastery are the present. Tourism is a major activity with several tourists streaming in the from with India and abroad. Visit to the Kopams, six to meadows and the glaciers, witnessing ceremonies and the festival are important activities. Life of the people is undergoing changing due to the modernization, but the people of Ladakh have over the centuries learned to live in the balance and the harmony with the nature. Due to the scarcity of the resource like water and the fuel, they are used with a reverence and the care. Nothing is discarded or the wasted, they preserved. So from this we can say that tourism is also important factor which important for their survival. And from this we conclude that the uh, Ladakh is also cool desert where the climate is extreme cold, but people manage to survive and preserve their nature. In this chapter, we read about the desert, hot desert and desert cold desert, both in common that desert at the sparse region, but the climate is extreme, whether it is hot